Hello. Welcome to Bad Art with Mermanda. I don't know if that's what I'm going to call it. Whatever. We're doing bad art. We're just creating stuff. We're just gonna draw some stuff. We're just gonna doodle. You'll get the picture. I'm going to sharpen my pencil. I love this pencil sharpener. It's so good. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a cold. Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna start out. I don't know what to draw. That doesn't matter. If you don't know what to draw, it never matters. All that matters, and if you're an artist and you know that you need to be sitting down to draw every day, but it's hard because you don't get inspiration, but like that you can't just wait for inspiration to come to you. Like you have to sit down and you have to show up for your art, and then the inspiration will come to you. You have to act as if, and then it will come. If you're a writer and you have writer's block, you don't know what to do, you're a student, you're like trying to write a paper, but you can't sit still, you can't like put your phone down and just like write something or do research, whatever. If you are trying to do anything and you don't know what to do, just come to my YouTube channel and watch one of these videos with me, because we're gonna do bad art, we're gonna do squiggles, we're going to just get out of our heads, I'm literally just gonna do some squiggles right now because I don't know what to draw, and it doesn't matter. We're gonna make it look cool, or we're not. There's no pressure here to make it look cool or make it like, we're just putting some stuff on paper, They look kind of like a balloon, so that's what I'm gonna do right there. So I mentioned the artist first because it's like an obvious, like first notion, that if you're an artist, you're probably going to draw in order to gain inspiration. But I mean, this is basically for anybody. If you have anxiety or if you just want to do like some little creative outlet, you can just start to do this, and it's fun. It's really fun. But like as an artist, I know how hard it is. I know that I'm supposed to sit down every day and draw or paint or whatever I need to do, but it's hard. I want to sit on my phone and play Subway Surfers and not focus, not do the hard thing. So what we do is we start out with something that's not hard at all. We're just gonna do something silly and fun and engaging, and we're not going to judge what we do. I think I am going to call this channel Bad Art because, or at least like these videos, I'm going to call them Bad Art because like literally you're not trying to do good art. You're just trying to get out of your head. You're not trying to do anything. You are simply this. So it doesn't matter what you do. If you want to draw an eyeball, sometimes I start that, like you have to, it's almost like warming up your brain. It's almost just like warming up before you do something. And I find that whether you're trying to write or do art or do anything really. Like, it helps to prime yourself for that thing. And I find that this exercise primes you to do anything. And I've noticed, because I've done it before in the past, where I've gone like streaks of doing it daily, and it it like lubricates my brain for everything. I so easily get into the flow mode with everything that I'm doing. I just very easily yeah, I just feel like my brain's ready for anything pretty much. And like creative thought and making those weird neural connections that is required for creativity. So yeah, so you can be doing anything, but what I'm doing here, I guess I can explain, for those if you just don't know what to do at all. I made a bunch of squiggles, and now I'm just like connecting the corners. Like spider webs, like just for funsies. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because we're not going to judge what we do. We're not judging anything here. We're gonna, like, it's not a judgment. We're just gonna call it bad art so that you have no expectations whatsoever. Your expectation is that I'm going to do some squiggles, and there's going to be stuff on the paper, and at the end of it, I'm going to be loosey-goosey with my brain. That's it. And it was difficult to make this video. This is going to be, so I really want to make like daily videos or near daily videos. And I've been thinking about this for a really long time, and I've got a lot of stuff that I want to say about it, and it's going to take time to make the videos and say all the things that I want to say. So I want to do this mostly daily. I think for the most part, I really can do daily, unless I'm like traveling to my grandparents' house or something. In which case I still could probably do it there. Whatever, we'll see. But I really want to make this a regular thing, because I really believe that this could help a lot of people if other people do it near daily as well. Because it's so fun, and it's not just about art. It's not just about like priming your brain. It's not only about being creative. It is about, because as humans, we desire to express ourselves, and a lot of people, I really feel, don't know how to do that. And I think there's a lot of people, myself included, who, like, I've started on this journey of like authenticity and individuation and shadow work and things like that. And I think that getting this kind of like brain dump out, like it's like a visual brain dump, it's not like what do they call it, like brainstorm writing, automatic writing, like where you just like write and write and write, and you just like literally write whatever comes to your mind, even if the only thing on your mind is, I have no idea what to write, I have no idea what to write, I have no idea what to write. That's basically the visual this is basically the visual version of that. And for those who are visual people, this is so fun. It's not hard at all. You're just like squiggling and, I don't know, like the basic things. Even if you literally just squiggle and connect stuff, like where you want to connect it, that's a start. That's something you can do. And you don't ever have to move on and create like masterpieces or anything like that, but you can as well. If you're not normally an artist, you like may have an aversion to that, and that's okay. But if you are an artist, this is so helpful. We're not doing anything special here. Whatever you are doing, you don't have to copy me. You don't have to do what I'm doing. You just do what you do. And just let yourself drift away. Just let your mind drift away. Just let your flow come in. Let the muse enter your body and let it tell you what to do. Just let go. And you don't have to know any fancy techniques. You don't have to make it look like anything. I am simply doing what I'm doing because this is what I'm being led to do. And I want you to not look at what I'm doing. I mean, you can if you want to. You are watching a YouTube video, but we're just doing this together. We're just, I mean, maybe you can look at what I'm doing, like glance up at it for inspiration. But really, I want everybody to be taking out their sketchbooks and doing this on their own and having something to look at later, you know? Because no matter what it looks like, when you see what you've done, you start to see things in it. And maybe it tells you something, maybe you're not into translating that, and that's okay as well. It's not necessary to do that, but it is very cool to be able to look at something and be like, oh, you know, when I'm not judging, when I'm not being a perfectionist, which a perfectionist is just anxiety. When you feel that emotion that you're out of control, that you want everything to be perfect and it's just not, and nothing's happening the way that you want it to, where are you feeling that in your body? Like, where is that? For me, it's in my chest. My chest gets tight. I forget to breathe, and I like, my neck gets really tense and my shoulders get tense. And the minimalists, like they're literally called the minimalists. Joshua Fields, Milburn, and Ryan Nicodemus, and now TK Coleman. They say you don't get stressed, you do stressed. So, which means that if you feel that you're getting stressed and anxious and in like you're not in control and you're striving for that control and that perfection, and you want perfection in yourself, first of all, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. If things are worth doing, they're worth doing good enough. Just relax and get it done. Because also, there was an experiment done. An art teacher did an experiment, and he had half of the class do, I think it was a pottery class. So he had half of the class spend the whole semester perfecting one pot, one clay pot. And then he was grading them on that pot, that one pot. And then the other half of the class had to make as many pots as possible. And he graded them on how many they made. And the half of the class that did the many pots, they made better and better and better pots toward the end, like rather than the people who tried to perfect just one pot. So go ahead. The point of this is to make many pots. Like, make many pots. Make many bad pots, and you'll eventually make good pots. Back to getting stressed and doing stressed. When you start to feel that in your body and the anxiety and all of that, like, know that it's somewhere in your body. Know that the anxiety and the stress is not your situation. Stop thinking of it that way. Think of it's you. And if it's you, you can change that. So feel it in your body when you start to notice that you're getting stressed or impatient and you're out of control and you can't control anything and everything's frustrating to you. I know it's hard in the moment, but it's worth it. It's worth it to practice. It's worth it to make many pots. Okay, because I started doing this and it didn't happen overnight, but with practice, it's happening more and more. And I'm more able to like not become stressed in the first place because I'm paying attention to what's going on in my body. And if I feel that tightness, I'm like, oh, what is my reaction to this situation that's causing me to do this? What is, whatever. So anyway, you relax your shoulders. Well, for me, because I feel it in my shoulders and my neck and my chest, I take that deep breath. I relax my neck, relax my shoulders. I calm down. If necessary, I think, well, what's the worst case scenario? Chances are you've probably survived worse. Whatever it is, I don't know. You're gonna live through it or you're gonna die. And if you die, like, it won't matter anymore. And if you live through it, literally you'll become stronger and smarter if you allow yourself to do that instead of saying, oh, this was so hard, I never want to do this again. And well, I mean, yeah, you do want to say I never want to do this again because you want to learn from it. You want to say, oh, well, that wasn't fun. How am I going to change myself so that that doesn't happen again? And you just do that. And you can change. You can. It's called neuroplasticity. You can rewire the neurons in the neural pathways in your brain. There's a whole scientific community that looks into neuroplasticity. You can teach an old dog new tricks. If you want to, you can. And it takes some techniques. It takes, yes, affirmations, monitoring your body and making sure that you are making those changes. I mean, it sounds like a lot. It sounds difficult, but it happens very quickly. I feel compelled to erase some of these lines in here. I think I'm going to get my kneaded eraser and do it actually. All right, well, I can't get it small enough to just erase those lines. A kneaded eraser is very good, but it also kind of sucks a little bit sometimes. I mean, it doesn't suck. It does what it's supposed to do. It just doesn't... Sometimes it's just not stiff enough. Although, maybe if I use the whole thing, I can find a corner. There we go. Sort of. That wasn't too bad. My husband is downstairs making Christmas cookies. It's after Christmas, but I got COVID 2 weeks ago. And so we didn't really have like a family Christmas. So he's making cookies to take to his family when we have our belated Christmas. Maybe I should find some music or like bird noises or something to put on here, like something relaxing and calming. I'm okay with silence. I enjoy silence. But I know that it's not for everybody, especially when you're watching a YouTube. I think that a lot of, or a YouTube video, I think that a lot of people expect like constant entertainment. I guess my videos aren't really for those people though. Or they're for those people who, even if you do expect constant entertainment, you want to slow down for a little bit. That's kind of cool. It almost looks like stained glass window. But also, we're not judging. We're not judging what we're looking at. We're not judging what we're doing or how we're doing. We're just doing. We're just relaxing. We're making some bad art. And we are just doing what we feel compelled to do. I think my brain is already in that flow state. It's already in that space. In the past videos that I've done, I tend to get really quiet. That's nice. I almost took my finger and just like smeared it, but there's an artist, she, what's her name? Oh my gosh. Lisa Lipton. She's an incredible artist. Lisa Lipton, like the tea. She makes these enormous drawings, like I don't even know how long, like like huge, like where she has to like sit up on a stool to get to the like reach the top of the canvas, and she makes these giant drawings, but they're so intricate and detailed, and she does it just doing these like making these little hash marks. And she never had any kids. She never got married. I don't think she got married, but she like for years and years and years, like most of her life, like all she's done for many hours a day is just draw. So this woman can draw basically anything. She is incredible. she does a lot of work with like electric, like it looks like she draws like electronics a lot, like factory work, electronics and things like that. And I mean, there's this one particular piece that I'm thinking of, and I watched an interview with her, and she was like going through this one drawing that she had been working on for like 6 months, and she there was like an electrical wire, and there was stuff all around it, but the electrical wire was completely white, and she was like, that there's just like, that's the paper right there. There's nothing there. If I were painting this would have taken me so much less time, but I drew all around it. And I don't remember where I was going with this. I do remember, but I mean, she's just incredible. She knows exactly where to draw and what to draw. It's, even if you're not into the subject matter of her work, to look at it and understand what went into it and understand the life behind it, the life of the artist, it's mind-blowing. I love it. It's interesting. That's not what I do. Even when I'm not specifically doing bad art, my art is like really kind of slapdash a little bit. I've been trying to refine it over the past few years. I'm not consistent right now, like at all. I want to be. I want to like be consistent with these YouTube videos, which will help me be consistent with that as well. And I'll get better and better. But yeah, you can look at another artist and you can take inspiration and be in awe of them, but you cannot compare yourself to them. An artist, a writer, a journalist, a student, whatever it is, you cannot compare yourself to another person, because you were put here on this earth to be yourself, and the only thing that you have to be is yourself, because you bring something to the world, and doing whatever you're passionate about, you bring something different that nobody else does. I also really enjoy singing. Again, I'm not consistent with it, but there have been pieces that I've tried to work on, and even when I get really good at those pieces and I sing along, everything is repetition. Everything is making pots and pots and pots and pots and pots and pots. Make a lot of pots. With everything in your life, that's what you got to do, or that's what you have to do. Make a lot of pots. But anyway, so I sing, when I'm working on a song, I repeat it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it, and I sing it over and over and over again. I listen to it over and over and over again from the original artist. And still, I have my own flair. Like, I can try to sing in the same, like, you can try and sing in the same, like, key and, like, vocal range and, like the same placement and the same vowels, the same, breath work, like, everything. But there's still going to be your own stylistic flair. You're not going to sound like anyone else, no matter how hard you try. And until I recognize that I bring my own flair, and my own flair is also very good, and people enjoy my flair, I thought that I wasn't good enough because I didn't sound like Nina Simone. I mean, nobody sounds like Nina Simone, so I guess it wasn't quite like that. But whoever I'm doing, I don't sound like that person. Mama Cass. I can sound a lot like her when I try. I don't try to sound like people anymore. I try to like listen to them. Now I'm able to recognize that, you know, I can listen to somebody and I can learn exactly what they do and I can sing their same notes, but it's not going to sound like them. It's going to sound like me. And I like what I sound like now. And you can apply that to art and writing and anything in life, literally. Your own personal style, the way you dress. You can wear the same clothes as someone else, but you're not going to look like them. You can dye your hair to look like them. You can do your makeup to look like them. But you're not going to. There's underneath all of that, there's still going to be you. And that's important. You are important. Showing up in the world as yourself is important. It's okay to copy things. It's okay to look at something and take inspiration from it with the understanding that you are not that. You are you. You are going to bring your own thing. And your own thing is going to be good. I think of it as like a structure. Like when you get technically good at something, I mean, I can learn to draw. You can learn to draw. You can learn values. You can learn drawing techniques. You can copy an image so that you can draw it from real life. But there's always going to be that flair behind it. But what I was saying was, I'm trying not to take my finger and smear, because Lisa Lipton said not to do it. And you don't have to listen to Lisa Lipton. She's incredible, but you don't have to listen to anybody, especially when you're doing this. When you're doing bad art, all you have to listen to is whatever you're compelled to do. If you're compelled to go, do it. That's part of finding your voice, is creating these spaces where, I mean, essentially, like, yeah, it's kind of a safe space where you are open and free to just be able to do whatever you want. Like, you're open and free to be able to make a mess and make it look ugly and scribble. And I mean, literally, you could just like scribble stuff. And that's part of it. You're allowed to do that here. You're supposed to do that here. Get out your zoomies here. And that's how you find your voice. That's how you find your style. That's how you find who you are. By experimenting, and because you're doing it again tomorrow, or you can even, if you don't like what's going on, you can flip over the page and start again. It's good for you. Make many pots. This is not how Lisa Lipton draws, by the way. This is how Amanda draws. And what you're doing right now is not how Amanda draws. It is how you draw. It's how you show up on paper. And you don't have to judge it. That's not what we're doing. We're not judging. We're being curious. We're looking at it and going, who am I? We're going, what am I? We're going, what do I have to say? What do I have to say? And we're not judging that. We're simply looking at ourselves. And we're being interested in ourselves in a real way. And maybe there are things that we like, and that's exciting. If there are things that you're disliking, maybe you just don't have to. Like maybe you don't have to dislike it. Why do you dislike it? Do you dislike it because that's something that you want to change? Or are you just disliking it because that's negative thoughts and that's what's going through your head? That's the kind of stuff that if you're going to change your life, you have to pay attention to it. Pay attention to what's going through your head. And if you're constantly complaining, don't. If you're constantly complaining about something, what do you want? Think about, like, what do you want? If you don't want this, what do you want? And get really clear on that. It's okay to not want what you have right now. It's okay to want something else. But awaken to that. If you have it within you and it's not harming anybody, awaken to that and say, well, if I want that, what am I doing here? And you must believe that whatever you want wants you. If you have the desire, you have the ability. And I find that we often limit ourselves with self-doubt and negative talk. I mean, I've been on this trip for like 3 years now. And I've been changing my mindset and looking at my thoughts and changing my thoughts. And the difference is incredible. The difference is really exciting. It's making me excited for life. It's making me want to share what I've learned and what I know. that life doesn't have to be difficult. That life can be fun if you want it to be. What would make it fun for you? What do you want? For answers to those questions, just take time. Just give yourself space to think about it. Drop down into your body. Feel your stomach from inside your body. Like with your consciousness, go into your body and ask yourself these questions. And pay attention to the ways that your body is responding. Do I want to be a mountain climber? No. Do I want to be an actress? Not really. For a lot of people, I believe on the human design, I am a manifesting generator. I think it's been a couple years since I took that quiz, but I'm pretty sure that's what I am. And it makes a lot of sense. So what a manifesting generator, for me, I've noticed, I mean, it's been a couple years since I've taken the quiz, but I've put this into practice so that I don't remember the specifics. It's just natural for me now. If there's something and I drop down into my body and I ask myself the question, and my stomach always tells me, my stomach is correct 100% of the time. It is wild. Like, I can play dominoes and when I need to draw a domino, I hover my hand over the dominoes. I mean, it is so accurate that it's like I play dominoes with my grandparents and my husband, and we've been amazed at how accurate, like how well it works. I'll hover my hand over the dominoes and I'll feel the energy usually coming from my stomach, and I pick one and it's the right number. I mean, it's not always, it's not 100%. I don't think any of that really is 100%. Like when you're thinking about psychics and stuff like that, it's not all 100%. But it's enough to be like, oh, that's freaky. But when talking about what I want and decision making, I drop down into my stomach and I ask those questions, and that is 100% the right answer if I listen to myself. And if it's not a hell yes, if I'm not immediately excited about it, then it's a no. That's okay. this drawing is really exciting for me. I'm going to, I think, hop off the video here, and I'm gonna go, I'm gonna continue to work on this. And then maybe I'll post a picture of it tomorrow on tomorrow's video, or it'll be my thumbnail, or I'll just like add it, whatever. Who knows? I'll figure it out. I'll see you guys later. Bye.